Fitch, this is not just a personal attack on you. This video is going to have some real general applicability. It seems to me that you were really offended when somebody not of faith kind of insinuated that you are not fit to teach children religious beliefs. This kind of looks like a raw nerve with you, because you're climbing that social ladder of responsibility in the church that you go to. I understand that that might come with a lot of stress and pressure. I'm going to say that you probably don't understand the perspective of that person of no faith that offended you. So what I'm going to do for you, Fitch, is I'm going to give you a rundown on just one of the reasons why an atheist or a person of no faith in your religion might not think that you are fit to teach Christianity to children. And I'm going to completely ignore the argument that you're indoctrinating kids. I'm going to completely sidestep any problems of accreditation that religious teachers in a lot of mom-pop churches across the country, they just don't have any kind of training. They just get the Bible and start speaking about it. And I'm going to ignore your age. You're a strapping young lad. I'm going to ignore any lack of training that you might have. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to say that you have displayed a complete lack of concern that what you're teaching these children might be harmful to them. What Chris was trying to get at was that there are negative connotations to the teachings of Christianity. And he was trying to teach you, if you can't not be a Christian, at least you can not hurt kids with your teaching. But you didn't seem very receptive to that. Many of us atheists and people of little or no faith, we've been hurt by the teachings of Sunday school teachers and youth group ministers. It actually is one of the ways that people can come to the reasoning that God does not exist or Christianity is wrong, because for some people it's a vehicle that gets them to the point where they can objectively look at religion instead of just going on the indoctrination that they've been given in childhood. So, I want you to consider that by teaching children Christianity, you could be doing harm to them. Let me get another licorice. I also want you to entertain that by teaching children Christianity and harming them, that is tantamount to child abuse. If you think that it's laughable that someone might equate what they learned in Sunday school or in a youth group with child abuse, then you don't have any business teaching children, because any educator needs to take every threat to the well-being of their students seriously. As outlandish as you might think it is, you have to, for the safety of your students. If you fail to see the merit of this point, then you are an unfit role model for impressionable youth. You could possibly harm the children in your youth group by neglecting the negative aspects of what you are teaching them. Now, Chris attempted to show you the negative aspects of the dogmatic and more popular concepts of hell. To this you replied that that's not your concept of hell, and you actually hold no refutable idea of hell other than it's a negative place that should be avoided. And then you communicated that you don't want to discuss the matter any further, and you want to block Chris for insinuating that because you don't know a lot about a concept that you are teaching children, that you might be unfit to teach them. It's apple licorice. I'll get another. And you know, this punishment that you see fit to dole out to him, that you're blocking him from your channel and cutting him off from the conversation, it kind of seems in opposition to what I was taught about sinners. That God would judge them and God would dole out the punishment. You seem a little bit quick to dole out the punishment yourself. I guess as an atheist, it's not my job to tell you how to be a Christian. But, whatever. There's good licorice. The way that you're treating him as a sinner that offended you makes me wonder, what are your concepts of sin? Fitch? What are your thoughts about sin? Do you believe that sin is something that only God can punish? Or do you feel like if someone personally offends you, that it's okay for you to punish them for their sin? Or do you just feel like it's okay if God calls you to action? Yeah, because I love that one. Because God's call to action always really resembles the, desires of the men giving out the call to action. More importantly, and to the point, do you believe that we're all sinners by virtue of being born? Do you believe that all people have sinned and that all people fall short of the glory of your God? Do you believe that? Do you also believe that the only way to rid yourself of this sin is through an act of your God? If so, then I'm going to say to you that what you are teaching those children, if you're teaching them that concept of sin, is child abuse. If you're teaching kids any concept of sin that resembles what I just said, I'm going to make the argument right now that you're harming them. Pay attention. If you are teaching kids that they are stained with magic wrongness, and that they cannot rid themselves of this magic wrongness, no matter what they do, and no matter how good they are, and that they have to follow your teachings in order to rid themselves of this magic wrongness that is always with them, you're harming them. That's child abuse. If you're telling kids that they are so wrong that they have to continuously cleanse themselves of this wrongness throughout their entire lives, they can't slip up. You know, you're committing psychological child abuse on these kids.